In Modi's case, that 2015 is really going to be critical because the one thing he's done so far is he's focused very much on foreign policy, and I think that there's some disappointment that why hasn't he done any sort of really big reforms when he has the political capital in the country to do it. Now, I think it's too early to judge, but therefore I think that at the end of February, India presents its budget, and that budget is always a very big deal in India. It's not the standard budget about the accounting system. It's about a statement in terms of this is what we're going to do. I think that, to me, I'm really watching that day in a very, very important indicator that is he willing to sort of take on some meaningful vested interests there, or is this going to be sort of twiddling the knobs here, there, and the other, and thinking that we'll be able to sail through this. So therefore, I do feel it's Judgment Day, and next year is going to be absolutely critical. And I would think that the Feb 27th, when he presents, when his finance minister presents that budget, is a date really worth watching. That because if we do not end up getting anything meaningful, then I think there will have people very disappointed. Because today the problem for us, and this is more from an investing side, and I'm always concerned when this happens, is that I cannot find a single person who has a negative thing to say about India, right? So, and I'm always concerned from a contrarian standpoint that, boy, that is that right? Because we are all heavily invested in there, and that's something which I sort of am slightly worried about. That that our expectations too high. But I want to give this a benefit of time, and I would say that's the day to watch.
So, I mean, I got to tell you, I mean, you're right that there's a lot of enthusiasm about Modi, but, I mean, almost every corporate CEO I talk to says, India, great story, but we can't make any money there. The infrastructure is horrible. It's been so broken for so long. And I guess what I would say is, yes, expectations are high, but they are high compared to one of the most underperforming governments in the world for decades. And so, I mean, you talk about Josette. You were saying how excited you were just because, if it's a one-stop shop. I mean, that's something Singapore figured out decades ago. If India could do that now, that'd be a big deal. I mean, just having a party official return your call is actually so much higher than your expectations in India. I mean, having one other chief minister that acts like Modi did in Gujarat, never mind the fact that they probably now have 9, that's a big deal. So I just think, I mean, the fact is that they have been so negative. It has been so hard. Infrastructure has been so bad. Incompetence so rife. Corruption so enormous. Cabinet ministers so incompetent. Party structure so badly managed.
What do you really think?
Look, I mean, no, because Ruchir said no one says bad things about India. I say all sorts of bad things about India, even though I love going there, and I can't get more than 2 or 3 meetings done in a day because you can't move in the country. But never mind that. The fact is that that I think the ability of Modi to exceed the way it used to be is really high.
That's my point, right? So that everyone's on the same train.
That's true.
I mean,
Wait, can I just say on this? So moments of history align. And I'm sorry, whatever our trauma is from trying to deal with investing in India and hoping and wishing and I've got the fatal attraction. I mean, my first trip as a U.S. government official was to India. I mean, we're so similar. This is the world's biggest democracy. Everyone wants India to win,
that's
right? And the frustration, and I said after my first trip, I'll come back when you're ready, whenever that is, and it still isn't quite ready. But okay, think about this: India, the non-aligned nation, very socialist in approach, right? Now is saying, we're not non-aligned. We have an opinion here. We want to be part of the global economy. We want to function. We want a world-class infrastructure. I mean, at least that, and the support of the people saying, let's get on with some of this tough business. India wants to be part of APEC. We're not responding to this. I think it's an important moment to say, if India wants to be part of the momentum toward building well-functioning, connected trading economies, that it should be a very forward-leaning agenda by the United States and others to say, come on in. It is in the world's interest for India to succeed.